Hello, hello, hello. I am here today with him, my husband. This is
Hello.
Pierre. Pierre. I'm Lynn. If you haven't been here before, so today I just wanted to do some live time. I haven't been here for a couple weeks because I put it in my post section, but I've I had several weeks of a really, really, really bad fibro flare, probably the worst I've ever had. So the last few weeks have been grueling, um, and so anyway, I just thought I'd come back and chat and see, you know, if anybody's got some thoughts that they want to share, that they want to hear about, and then I wanted to cover some politics because that's always popular. The first thing that I wanted to talk about today is Jack Smith, and I'm sure by now you've seen that 45 is aiming his sights on Jack, trying to, let's play some playback. And I gotta tell ya, he's playing with the wrong fire because that is going to bite him in the butt hard. I connected with Jack Smith's energy this morning while I was getting ready, and Jack is like, bring it on, FAFO. And what I heard was Discovery is going to be lit. Jack is mad. Oh, he is angry, but he's going to bring his own arsenal, his own army with him. Um, if it gets that far, I'm not sure. There's a part of me that feels like it's not going to get that far, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so what I wanted to do. So my husband feels like he doesn't hear messages from spirit. And I disagree. I think he just doesn't hear them the way some of us do. Like we all have different clairs. There's 8 different clairs, and Sterling has gone over them, and I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but I think he hears it in his own voice and doesn't realize what it is. So I want to start with let's do a quick prayer of protection. Bring down a beautiful blue light around us and swirl that and protect us from all harm, be it accidental or intentional. Protect the channel, this channel, and this channel. Protect each other. May the truth come through for the highest and greatest good. As is my will, so may it be. All right, so what I'm going to do, we're going to also play a little bit of game with him. He's like, oh my God, really? Are we doing this? We are really doing this. So I'm pulling up some cards from which one am I using? The Predictions deck by Trish James. Hands down, she is my favorite card creator. I got a whole bunch of cards that just fell out of that, didn't I? All righty. A bunch more that are flipping over. Okay. There's a Hot Mess Express. These are all no's. That's a maybe. Okay, I need to figure out. I got a handful of cards. I need to figure out which ones come through. Okay. So 2 cards come through. One of them is darkness or outage. There we go. The other one is heavy burdens. So what I want to do is I want you to tell me what comes to mind when you look at these 2 cards. You can look at them individually. They may have a connection, they may not have a connection. I want you to look at them individually first. And if you need to hold the cards, hold the cards.
Now you make the music. Well, I see them connected.
Okay. What message do you get from it?
That we are going to get hard times.
Us?
All of us.
Okay. Explain what you're seeing. When you say hard times, can you talk more about that?
The economy will go down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we will have to pay more for everything.
Inflation, okay.
Our salaries may go down instead go up.
Wow, okay.
That's it for now.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So darkness and outage for me, like we've gotten this message a lot. There's the 3 days of darkness that a lot of people have talked about. And so I see that a couple different ways, happening a couple different ways. Number one, I see that as being like rolling power outages around the country. I don't think this is a worldwide or a countrywide. It could be area outages due to weather, primarily. Like the excessive heat is really hard on electrical systems.
California
especially. Oh my God, it is. I was in California for a trip years ago in the summertime, and it was hot even for California. Then it was hot. It was like in the upper 90s, and they don't let you do air conditioning there. And I'm from Iowa, where we have a lot of air conditioning because it gets really hot and really humid here. And I was not prepared for that there because it's not so humid in California. I was not ready for that. It was miserable for me, to say the least. I don't do well in the heat, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I feel like this darkness outage could very well be power outages like that. Could be due to the heat, could be due to like tornadoes and hurricanes. If you are in Texas, I'm still seeing the hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico coming up that Gulf side of Texas and doing a whole lot of damage in there. And then it's going to hopefully lightly impact the lower southern states on that Gulf of Mexico side. But then once it gets to Florida, it's going to hit pretty strong again. So if you are in any if you're along the Gulf of Mexico and you're even up, I'd say 100 miles inland, please make sure you have as much
Supply.
together. Yeah, have supplies together, have
Power generators.
well, if you have the means to get a power generator, yes, but also like a bug out bag. Have stuff together that you can just grab the bag and go. And it's not just a bag for you. Get a bag for your kids, obviously, if you have children, a bag for your pets. Please don't leave your pets behind. Please don't leave your pets behind. They need you to take care of them. They need you to take care of them. Um, and they need you to, love them and carry them with you. And I know that that makes it really hard to find a place to stay if you're going for a hotel or that type of thing. But in those circumstances, a lot of hotels will waive their requirements. So, it's worth trying to find a place to take your babies. And if you can't, take them to a shelter that will accept them, at least temporarily, or hunt for a foster family that will care for your baby while you need it. Those are options. Clearly, I am not, all knowing. I get half of it, and that's what I'm seeing. So, all right, let's move on. So, darkness outage could be weather related, from heat, storms, that type of thing. I'm also feeling like there could be some internet. Oh, like we're not going to get.
If the power goes down.
Yeah, if the power goes down, that's one thing. But I'm also seeing like an internet, just a basic internet. Wow, like a massive takeover of information that we can get, and that's worldwide. It's like somebody hacked into the whole system. How the hell do you do that?
You do.
I think that's a question I'm not going to ask. That's a question I don't want to know. So, oh, hi. Okay, we have a question from KCMR. What can you tell me about my ex and our current energies? Do you see us talking? KCMR, I see your question. I'm gonna get to you in just a minute. I want to finish out this with the heavy burdens. So I was talking about Jack Smith, and I feel like the darkness outage has to do with all the stuff that he's going to uncover and has uncovered and knows about 45. And I feel like this card, this outage, that internet outage that I was talking about a minute ago, I feel like that's really strongly connected here. I feel like we're going to be, information is going to be kept from us more so than it already has been. Heavy burdens, once it all does leak out, and I feel like it's going to come at us hard and fast, it's going to be ugly. And when that does come out, we are going to be gobsmacked, horrifically awed by what comes out. Okay. I set these guys aside. So, KCMR, you want to know about your ex. I want to know, do you really feel like it's worth it? sometimes splitting up happens because you need to just grow up. You're the right person for each other, but you need some growing up and healing and that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what silver means. Can you explain that? This isn't the right card deck for you. I feel like there was some, like the reasons you broke up is because somebody in the relationship had behaviors the other one did not tolerate very well and could not acclimate to, could not accept long term.
Read.
Okay. I don't know how to take off slow mode in the middle of it. Slow mode is on. No, that doesn't let me take it off. Let's see if it's here in settings. Nope. That doesn't work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, will you look that up? See if I can do that during the live stream. Okay, we're doing a quick check on how to do that. Thanks. All right. So I feel like somebody in the relationship, like there were good reasons for the breakup. Like it just wasn't there was a compatibility. Like one person didn't see it being a lifetime connection. And I don't know if that was you or him. Yeah, I need it. I need more. Oh, you gotta click the here, hit this,
Yes.
the blue. As we fight about how to get to the page. That's not it. There's not, I don't, slow mode right there. Okay. Read to me what it says, please.
Create a live stream, click edit, customization, under message delay, check slow mode.
Okay, but how do you turn that off during live?
Live control room. Turn light chat on or off. That is. Read, maybe she told you.
No, that's not. Okay.
Go settings.
No. That's not it. All right. I can't get the slow mode turned off. I'm so sorry. All right. So, yeah, you had reason not to trust him. You had a lot of reason not to trust him. Let me see what comes up from the cards. Somebody in the relationship was a control freak. But also it's not, well, like one, it feels like one was it. I feel like he was a master manipulator. And with the breakup of the relationship, like you got control of your life back. I don't see repayment of any monies. Like he's gone on, he's moved on, he's not looking back, including in anything that you think he owes you. He has, like, he's washed his hands and moved on. Over it. Yeah, over it. Had enough. I'm out. And the more you ask him, the more he's going to push you off. He's just going to say nope. He'll ignore your calls, he'll ignore your messages. You are wasting your time trying to get in touch with him even for the money. It's not coming back. But I will say that you have your inner strength to rely on. You have your resiliency. And you have somebody way better for you coming. The thing about the strength card, no matter the deck, and this is an oracle deck, and the oracle deck that I'm using right now is Trish James signature oracles. It's the woman taming the lion. It's not that she's taming the lion. It's that it is a love connection where they both make each other stronger and they support each other and they lift each other up. That's what this strength represents. And I see that happening for you in a future relationship. But right now, I do feel like you have to take some times to lick your wounds. If you're willing to do so, perhaps some therapy, like some grief therapy, or to figure out when you saw the signs so that the next time this lesson comes back around to you, you see them earlier. Because firm believer, those lessons continue to come to you, maybe dressed differently. They may have a different purse or briefcase or satchel or whatever, but those lessons will come back to you again. Okay. Spite of the cards, I will get my money back. We'll have to talk, take legal. Yeah, you very well may. Yeah. And especially if you have a contract, then absolutely put it into action, because he has no intention of paying you back unless you force it. No intention. Some deception was involved. Yeah. And I feel like you may have relinquished more power than you intended. So that's my read on it. I wish you the best. I hope it comes out so I'm kind of going into the energy of that, of you taking legal action. This deck says you're going to have success, and you'll celebrate that success. And this one is Trish James' personal predictions for anybody else watching. And you're going to be able to focus more on your home and family. Sorry, these cards are kind of dark, and there we go. You're going to be able to focus more on your home and your family, and you're going to really feel success. You're going to feel that as a boost, as a vitality boost, as a I won. And you're going to have a very calm, there we go, calm, peace, clear of mind. So it'll come out in your favor, it looks like. I hope for the best for you. Okay, so do you have any more questions? Do you have any more thoughts that you want to share? All right, I'm going to move on to my list. One of the things that came out this week is he with somebody new? Yeah, but it's for the same reason he was with you. Like he's a leech. He's there for the money and the booty, if you know what I mean. And he won't be with that person for very long. Just enough to clear the bank account and go on. Well, or as much as he can. Your life is better without him, by far. I get your sense of loneliness and sorrow over the breakup, betrayal. Lots of betrayal. That's really deep. I think if you give yourself a good year, a lot of people are like, just, let it go, move on. But there's a lot of growth in looking back and figuring out when those signs first showed up, because they did show up. You just didn't pay close attention to them. I see your note. I don't know that you're going to get closure from him. And if he does come back, it's only to do again what he already did. And you don't need that in your life. So, I can feel your hurt. Wow. I'm sorry, ma'am. Sir. I don't know if you're a ma'am or a she or a he. Sorry. That was rude of me. I'm so sorry. Well, do I see him attempting coming back? No, not really. He's a did that. He's a done that, been there, done that, moving on kind of person. Hi, Erin. How are you? I'm so glad to see you. It's been a long time. Hello. Gosh. Do you have any questions, dear? I was just about to read about Israel saying that they were going to take over all of Gaza. And before anybody asks, I don't want to say this. I do not support genocide in any way, shape, or form. People are people. We all have a right to be here. We all have a right to exist safely and peacefully. And I can dislike a country's leadership, including my own, and love the people from everywhere. So let's take a look at, thank you. Let's take a look at Israel and the comment about taking over Gaza. And I just had a bunch of cards flip out and I put them all back in because I was talking. My bad. Oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. I do like that one. Let me take that too. Okay. I got a whole bunch of cards that came out. So let's take a look at what we got. Hey. Before they fall off the table, that's why my husband was oohing.
I'm an owl.
Are you? Ooh. Okay. The first card that came out was Trade War. The next one is Fall from Grace. I am using the Trish James Governance Oracle deck in case you'd like to know. Then I have Facade of Goodwill, Succession Plan, and Support or Assistance. If you came in late, my husband is here with me today. This is Pierre. And he doesn't really feel like he connects with spirit He doesn't hear them, but I feel like those messages come through to him in a different way than they do for me. So I hear it's an audible for me. I get just this sense of knowingness. Aw, do you see her? He says hi. He looks lovely like you.
Thank you.
Aw, yeah. There you go. That was just awkward. Sorry. We are dorks like this
Live.
in real life too. Live. Yeah, that was live. All right. So, what do you get for facade of goodwill? What do you think that means?
I see him doing always the same, his own business. He put up the face of I help you, but at the end is not. He's helping
Correct.
himself.
Yep. That is exactly what I get as well. So this was facade of goodwill, and he and I both are like, he's giving off the idea that he's trying to put up a face of I'm a good guy. But the reality of it is underneath he is not. And we are talking about the leader with the name that begins with N in the Middle East, in case you were wondering who we're talking about. Support or assistance is our next card. And I feel like that goes with facade of goodwill.
Mhm.
He wants to make it look like he's being supportive and giving assistance, but the reality is that he's not. The next one is the trade war card. And
He's already in war with everybody.
yeah, he is. He's already in war with everybody. What? This has a bigger meaning than that. This one,
Go tariffs.
that's our president.
Yeah.
That's the felon. We're talking about the leader starting with the name of N.
Same thing.
But is he doing a trade war there? Do you know? Do we have anything like that? Or is it just the war that should be coming out on this card? Mongering.
I think it's just
Because
it's just give me more guns.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you hear what he said? Give me more guns. You might need to talk up a little louder. Then we have succession plan next, and that is he's got plans for what he wants to do in Gaza. And a while back, he attacked Iran as well. And I see him as wanting to he wants to be the leader of the entire area and pound on his chest and be the Middle Eastern dictator. Tater tot. And then finally, fall from grace. So I've seen for a long time that the felon, the leader in the red country, the big red country, and the Middle Eastern leader that starts with N, those three, and yes, I am being very careful about my words, between AI and bots, they scrape all the transcripts of every video. And if you'll notice by watching others, a lot of us are getting our videos tagged and taken down and accounts shut down and all of that. It's, a lot of people here are getting hit pretty hard. So I'm being very careful about the words that I'm using and who I'm referring to. If you're not sure, put a note in the chat box and I will try and elaborate. All right. N and T are both diabolical. So is P. And only do things for themselves. They were both supposed to go to prison. Fall from grace soon, I hope. Yeah. All three. Yay. Agreed. Agreed. Yep. I've always felt like the three of them are going to go together. Like one is going to pass over, the next one is going to pass over a few weeks later, and then within the year, the third one is. I don't know the order. My sense is that T and then P and then N in that order, but I could be very wrong about that order. But yes, I agree. Of all the world leaders, these three plus China and Venezuela. China is quiet about it. Venezuela, he's got the same energy as T and P and N. China is very cold about his. I don't feel like he wants to destroy his country, though. I feel like he's, in his mind, he thinks that he's protective of them, but he's doing things the traditional way. And I know that is very much part of the Asian culture, is tradition and doing things like the beauty of that tradition is there. But since COVID, like the people of that country feel like they need a new direction, and he's not willing to let them go that direction because he's so stuck in the tradition, the traditional ways. And I feel like in the next 5 years, that's going to be his downfall, is that he's not listening to the people. Venezuela is just as crazy as T and P and N. Simple as that. But those five, 4.5, because China leader is a half. But those 4.5, I feel like if we could replace those leaders with democratic folks, that the world would literally, it would be like a flipping a pancake, turning a light switch on. I mean, wow. Like I'm seeing all of this video in my head. I'm sorry. I know I'm looking off over here. That's where my video is. The world would just be a better place. And I'll leave it there. There'd be a lot less violence and war. A lot less violence and war. Okay. And that leads me to the big ugly topic. And I'm going to use terms like letters, P, D, and O, and documents. So I hope you understand where I'm headed with this. The primary person supposedly died in a jail cell a couple of years ago. I do not think that happened. I've connected with his energy a couple year ago, maybe a little over a year ago. And when I connect with a spirit energy, even the energies of the people who were here on earth that were the most horrific human beings, who did some really awful things in their lifetimes, have never done what JE did. And what I got was, who the F are you and what do you want with me? And then I did pendulum checking and still here. I see him in the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia. That's another one who needs to change. He's he's right up there. Matches the P, the T, the ends of the world. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're up to 5.5 leadership changes that we need. Anyway, so I do want to get a sense of what we're going to hear, and when the when part is really hard. I feel like we're going to start seeing some leakage of documents, but it's going to be so redacted that we're not going to have a clue who it is, who's lots of lies, more deceptions, change coming. We're going to get a lot of unexpected information. A lot of unexpected information. They're all going to call it the fake news. But these have been lifetime burdens for the people who've been impacted. It is a worldwide organization. A couple weeks ago when I put up a post, I said that Dan Bongino is trying to figure out a way that he can leak the information because he is destroyed by all that he's seen in his job in the FBI. And I know that there was he said a while back that he has seen things that have changed him forever. This is one of them. This is hands down one of them. Also, the depth and breadth of this organization is what has taken him by surprise. I think it's, you grow up and you have your ideals and you have your dreams and you have your visions and you're kind of going along not realizing the depth and breadth of what other people live through. This is one of those moments for him. He has seen the underbelly of humanity and it has gutted him. So I think in the next, it's going to be slow going. I think it's going to be 3 to 5 years before we really get a good grasp as to how widespread this is. Yeah, Aaron, that would be delightful, wouldn't it? I hope the Supreme Court gains a conscience. I can tell you right now that the people on the Supreme Court, are either going along so that they're not being threatened, or they're willing participants. Like Alito and Thomas and Kavanaugh and Gorsuch and Roberts, they are willing participants. Roberts, maybe not so much. He's a little more reluctant. He doesn't like being threatened, though. And Kavanaugh doesn't either. Gorsuch and Alito and Thomas, they're all in. Although Gorsuch has more of a mercenary attitude. He doesn't care about 45. He likes the power. He likes the power that he has, and that's fully why he's there. It's a power trip for him.
There is another hi.
Hello. Welcome. Anybody have questions? Do you want me to read? Iran, do you want me to read on the Supreme Court? See what we've got. Okay. I can do that. That card came flying out. Heavy burdens again. What do you get off of that card?
I told you earlier.
Yeah, but this is a different read. This is a different topic. What do you get from it? For this?
For JE?
No, for the Supreme Court.
Oh. That the decision that we make will have repercussions on us.
No, that's... Yeah.
Big repercussions.
Okay. So we're going to feel those heavy burdens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. I would agree with that. I feel like the Supreme Court's going to be hearing a case about AI soon. Very soon. I also get that they're going to be some kind of a banking regulation, possibly cryptocurrency. And both of those are going to cause a massive, massive outcry from the people across the country. You want to read any of those?
No, you already did.
Yeah, but your take on it might be completely different than mine.
I know.
No. That's the sign of somebody who doesn't trust himself.
Oh, it's a yes, honey. Yes, honey.
That sounds like a yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Or her.
All right, here's possibly good news. We might see some resignations. That would be nice. Maybe. Well, it depends on the timing of that, right? All right. What else do we have for the Supreme Court? Anything else? Big city. What does that one mean to you?
Big city. New York will ban.
Big city. What about big city?
New York.
What about it?
Trump will be banned from New York.
Oh my God, you think he's going to be banned from the city?
Possibly.
Or from the state?
Possibly the state. No.
The city?
New York. All the Trump stuff that was going on there.
He's already been banned from doing any business in New York. That's a couple years ago that happened.
But he still has properties and stuff there. Correct.
Do you think he's going to be run out by like the mayor and the
Possibly.
law enforcement and that kind of thing?
Possibly.
Wow, that's interesting.
Not that I hear anything, but
I snorted. He doesn't think he's got anything, and I think he's got so much. He just doesn't know how to get to it. So
Possibilities are endless.
yeah, the possibilities are endless. So a big part of the reason why my husband turned everything off is because when he was a kid, his father sent him to the cellar to grab something, and while he
Bottle of
was
wine.
while he was down there, he would hear,
No.
"Oh, you didn't tell me about that part. Do it again."
No.
Okay, that's yep. And when you're a kid, hearing those kind of noises, it's a little scary. A little scary. Yep, yep.
The
It's
next time
sure.
my dad said, go get a bottle of wine, I said,
No.
no.
He said no the next time Dad said go get a bottle of wine. All right. So another topic I've been reading, gosh, the last couple of months as I've been reading, using these cards, today is sponsored by Trish James. Not really. Not really. She didn't sponsor anything. I just happen to love all of her cards. I have all but one deck that she has made available since I first learned of her. Every time she comes out with a new one, I buy it. And I didn't buy the latest one because I didn't know how to use it. I'm like, nope, not sure how to go about that one. Anyway, but what I have been getting the last couple months is a mosquito-borne infection and pandemic type infection. And I don't know how many of y'all follow Libby, but she put up a post 2 weeks ago, I think, that China has an issue with mosquitoes, and I think it's called chikungunya. I could be saying that completely wrong, which would be embarrassing because of my professional role. Should know that, but I don't. It's not a word I use very often. So that is a something that has come forward, but I think, yeah, it is really scary. I think that, and the article that Libby put up, and that's Libby from Meister Tarot, Maigster Tarot, if you're not familiar with her. The article that she put up said that they said that 7,000 people had been infected. And the way China handled COVID and the number of people that had gotten sick from COVID and had died from COVID, and how they had not shared out with other countries that COVID was a thing happening there. When they say 7,000, I'm thinking it's more like add quite a few zeros on the end of it. So, okay, at least 1 zero on the end of it, if not even 2 zeros. So I think it's somewhere between 70,000 and 700,000. And the thing about mosquitoes is that they inject saliva into the person they're biting, and they withdraw blood, and the chikungunya infection is in the saliva that they inject into you. And so as they're doing this, they're giving, that infection to every single person who's bit. And mosquitoes travel. Mosquitoes travel. Have my own noisemaker over here.
Interesting.
So let's read on this. Let's see what's going to happen with chikungunya. we're not doing all of those. Well, it's going to be worldwide Earth and spreading and mutating. This is the card that I keep getting. This one and mosquito borne and that and pandemic again. God, I hope not. We have had enough. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know anybody who is truly recovered mental health wise from COVID. The effects of COVID are so huge. And like we're all just trying to carry on with our lives like we were before COVID. We need collective therapy. But that's not what this part of the reading is about. This part of the reading is tell me more about that. The infection from mosquitoes. I think China notified, spoke about it earlier because it's worldwide greater good, but also I feel like they had a good deal of remorse from COVID and how they handled that poorly. What else can you tell me? What else can you tell me? Feeling like a disaster. And they're doing experiments to figure out if they can control it.
And that will be us.
No, it won't. My husband says this will be us. Underground and in hiding. And yes, the card really is that dark. It's really hard to see it. And I'm trying, but there we go. So that card is very dark. It's just kind of a shadow of a child. We don't have anywhere to go underground to hide. So I don't know how that's going to be us. And by the way, we're not independently wealthy. So
yeah.
The last gift in Pandora's box was hope. All right. Anybody?
Hope is the last to die.
Yeah. Anybody else got a topic that you'd like to have covered? I still get. Oh, look, the mosquito airborne came out. Mm-hmm. Do you have something in here you want me to look at? Hold, please. Well, it looks like we might be moving on to another topic. The cards say so, and that is floods and heavy rains. No. There we go. Floods and heavy rain. And underwater. So there's going to be a lot of flooding. There's going to be a lot of flooding. And that is just a continuation of what we've been seeing around the world. Like some places are in very awful drought and other places are being inundated with water. And neither of them are coping well with those circumstances. Not that you can. Like there's just, that is out of human control. Gosh, the Northeast is going to just get hit. feel like there's going to be this is going to be a terrible year for hurricanes. So earlier I talked about the hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. There's also one that's going to go up the East Coast. And I feel very much like New York, Rhode Island, Delaware, New Jersey, those places could all get hit really hard. We may see some new science breakthroughs that indicate a good outcome. I know that they've been looking at Alzheimer's disease. I was really, really upset to see that JFK ended almost all the funding for the mRNA vaccines. mRNA, and my guess is that he doesn't understand. Victor, I see your comment. I'll get there in a minute. If you have an area that you'd like me to do that'd be great. Focus on. Anyway, so
There's somebody else.
I just responded to that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
The mRNA vaccines have been in research since 1975, and they were greatly used with the COVID vaccines for creating those. And a lot of people were like, oh, the COVID vaccines didn't have the years of research that everything else did. Yes, they did. The difference is that they were funded. Those research studies were funded, and instead of happening consecutively, they happened all at the same time. So this team was working on these outcomes, and this team was working on this research, and this team was working on this research, and they were all going at the same time with different focuses. And in general, research is start, stop, start, stop, start, stop because of funding. A lot of research is based on grant money, and filling out grant papers is not easy. It is really hard. Getting grant money, like a
Even
lot of,
harder.
yeah, it's even harder. A lot of organizations that give grant money out will rotate through the recipients because, like, they might get 10,000 grant applications for one amount of money, and that's the only amount of money they have to give. So either they give a small amount of money or they give it all to one, and obviously giving it all to one is not realistic, so they give small amounts of money. Well, that amount of money has to go for paying the researchers' wages for that period of time, has to go for supplies and equipment and space, all of those things. And then the time that it takes to collect that research and put together that data collection and analysis, that's hard work. I have done it. It is ugly. It is hard work. So the point that I'm making here is that the mRNA vaccines, the money to support further research, to support further use of those in vaccines was pulled. JFK, RFK Jr. pulled that money, and it's going to put us back 10 years, if not longer. If not longer. He just said more. He doesn't think he hears anything.
I don't hear anything.
He doesn't hear anything.
I know nothing.
He knows nothing. Yeah, right. All right. So, Victor, you asked one life advice that you would give after all of our life experience. Love each other. Understand that I think the thing that I have really come to realize this, especially this last year, I feel like life, when we're on the spirit side, to me, it feels like you do this checklist of things you want to learn, the lessons you want to learn, you want to encounter. These are the things that I want. This is the area I want to grow in. And our job is to really grow from those areas, to ask for help, which is not easy as human beings. We don't do that well, or a lot of us don't. To know that even the most horrific human beings very often are that way because of really horrific childhoods or life experiences that have shaped them to be who they are as adults. And a prime example of that is 45. He is, I think if we ever find out all the things that he's done, that we will be, this is a person I've never liked. I've always felt and seen him for who he really is. That, he's got that shiny cover and then there's that under ugly. And I see the under ugly part of him. But I've also connected with his energy and know that under ugliness comes from his father and his mother and their siblings and how he was raised and how much mental illness was around him. His mother was really, I get the sense that she had bipolar disorder, but his mom was not. Wow. And his dad was just as bad in different ways. It doesn't mean accepting that their behaviors are appropriate in any way, shape, or form, because his aren't. His are not. You hit adulthood, you got to work on yourself. And you're responsible for your life. And interestingly enough, side note here, when I leaned into 45's energy last time, it was when the Fleon was still part of the administration in Doge. And I also leaned into his energy, and what I got from him was lizard-like energy. So that I find that very interesting. I've not ever encountered that when I've leaned into somebody's energy before. I think the other thing that really stands out to me these last couple of years is that I am moving forward what to me feels like really fast in my spiritual journey. And there are other people on their own spiritual journey, and we will all get there eventually, but not at the same pace, not to the same destination.
Not everybody.
Not the same route. No, everybody does. Everybody does, just not, it's not the same journey. My journey looks different than your journey. Our journey together looks different than their journey.
True. For that.
And so it's, and sometimes the people that you love the most who are not in any way, shape, or form trying to be on a spiritual journey are the ones that are hardest to leave behind. Iran, what part you said I feel so too? What part of that? What resonates with you? Oh, and one piece of life advice that I would give is don't communicate with others, especially by email when you're angry, because that always comes through no matter what you do, every time. All right, let's see what Iran has to say. Victor, do you have any advice you'd like to share with everybody else? Thanks. Aw, I was not expecting such a great response and explanation. Thank you so much. Nowadays, I don't know why I feel so anxious for no reason. I have to leave my house and my parents soon for my college. Ah, I see. I think college is going to be a lot more fun than you realize. What are you taking? What is your goal right now? And by the way, it's okay to change your major if if what you get into doesn't fit you. And then, and I say that because I changed my major 5 different times when I was in college the first time around. And I figured out then what I wanted to do, but life happened and I had to leave. And then I went back again later when I was 28. I started back to college and took me a while, but I got to where I am today. And then I had one career that my college education was intended for. And then I moved into a different career, which is the other part. That's other good advice. And that is just because you got an education in, and I'm just going to toss it out there, journalism. I don't know why I'm saying journalism right now. It is not mine. So that might be something that is of interest to you. But just because you get an education, you do a degree major in one area, your degree can be used for so many different things. It does not have to be just what you went to school for. You can move on and use everything in your life will contribute as you move forward in life. So before I went back to school, I was in property management and managed a 200 unit apartment complex. And that I did that for 10 years. And that experience gave me an understanding of humanity, built my compassion for people when, as in my early 20s, I didn't have that so much. It wasn't just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've always been empathic. I've always been very connected to the emotions that other people have. I did not have good boundaries for my empath energy. And that has come with time, which is another lesson. Create your boundaries. Don't give them up for anybody. But my 10 years in property management, like I said, helped me understand people and helped me grow my compassion for other people. And it really then made a world of difference in the careers that I have had since then. Anything you want to add to that?
No.
When you're in college, Victor, you're really going to come into your full self. You are going to harness your energy. You are going to become far more wisdom and experienced than you expected to have happen. The lessons you're going to learn there, a couple of them are going to be really hard. Nest change for your home or family. That one flew out of the deck. So did that one. So you do need to protect yourself. That boundaries that I just talked to you about, that's one of them. I want you to protect your mental health while you're at school. School is really, really hard. It is really hard. And in terms of that, you're in the process of growing up, and something you should know is that frontal lobe development, and frontal lobe is the part of your brain where where logic occurs. Frontal lobe development doesn't stop occurring until you hit about the age of 25. And you're going to be faced with some choices while you're in college. That as a 25, 30-year-old person, you would be saying, man, I wish I hadn't done that. So how can you recognize that before it becomes a hard lesson? Listen to your gut. If you're getting the, maybe I should give that one a pass, give that one a pass. And trust yourself. The universe has given you that little inner voice for a reason. Hear it and trust it. It will keep you out of situations that might be dangerous to you. If you are at parties, keep your hands off other people. If you see somebody else who is in a situation where they are being used, taken advantage of, that type of thing. So sorry, folks. I forgot to turn my phone off. Step in and help them. Just ask the question, hey, is this what you really want? And if either of them are high or drunk or in any kind of on any substance, maybe you should wait to do this until you're sober. That's my advice to college-aged people. All right. Anything else? Okay, well, I have covered all the topics that I wanted to cover today, and I appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
Always behind you.
Thanks. That was so good. You are full of wisdom. Yeah, thanks. I've been here a little while. Those cards explanation was so good. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate it. Yeah, life has a way of building your resilience, building your knowledge. Yeah. So, All right, folks, I think if nobody else has a topic you want me to read on, I think I'm going to call it done. I'm going to give it another minute. And just for information's sake, the cards that I used today were all by Trish James. I had the predictions deck, the signature oracle deck, the governance oracle, and the personal predictions that I used. So if those are of interest to you, and it is Trish James, Trishe James, Jaimes, oracles.com. If you're all your words really made my heart feel lighter. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. I wish you the very best when you're at school and going forward. I hope it's a really great experience for you. My sense is that yes, you have anxiety about it right now, and that's mostly because you don't know what to expect. And I even get the sense that I'm feeling like it's a few hours away from home, but that you don't know many people there. And that part is concerning to you as well. You don't know who you can trust and who you can't yet. And you'll get a good group of friends. That'll happen pretty quick. So if that is one of your concerns, you'll get there. Not to worry. You've got the skills that you need to make those connections. And those, for the most part, the people that you meet in college will become lifelong friends for you. I feel like you're going to be doing something with AI. Are you going to school to become a game developer or an app developer? If not, it's something that, like, minoring in that might be in your best interest. There's a lot of growth in AI, and there is a newsletter, a daily newsletter called Rundown, RUNDOWN AI, and electronic engineering. There you go.
Thank you.
He did too. Yeah. Anyway, Rundown AI is a newsletter that is put out every day. You can sign up for it if you're interested, and they give like new products in AI every single day. New developments, new products, this is in the development stage. These are new laws, that type of thing. So definitely that and cybersecurity for sure go right hand in hand with electronic engineering. So, yeah. All right. Okay, y'all, thanks for showing up today. This was so exciting. I so appreciate your being here. I'm going to call it done, and we'll see you again in the future. I'm going to try to do these more often. At the opening, I said that I'd been in a fibro flare for a few weeks, and so I haven't been here much, and I'm so sorry for that. If you're a regular and you look for my videos, that is why. And life has just been stressful for a variety of reasons. That one really, the fibro flare though, really kicked my butt. Kicked my butt big time. And so anyway, so I will try to do more lives as I can, as I have time, as I have bandwidth, personal bandwidth. It may mean, though, that I'm not posting as many other pre-recorded videos, and that's okay. It is what it is. If you see a live from me, come back and join me next time. All right. Okay, everybody, sending lots of love to your way. Lots of love your way. Remember that you are made of stardust and magic. You are far more powerful than you realize, and you are profoundly loved. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.